In mid-2025, Tata Consultancy Services, or TCS, a bellwether of the Indian IT industry, stunned the Indian IT sector, a sector known for its relative stability, by announcing plans to cut over 12,000 jobs from its payroll. This announcement reverberated throughout the tech world. That's about 2% of its global workforce, a significant number reflecting a major strategic decision. For decades, TCS symbolized job security and steady career progression, a place where employees could build long-term futures. But this move shattered that image, creating uncertainty and anxiety among its employees. The impact was felt especially hard by mid- and senior-level staff, who had dedicated years of service to the company. Seasoned project managers, experienced team leads, and highly skilled software architects all found themselves facing an uncertain future. These were individuals with years of experience and deep institutional knowledge. Unlike previous layoffs that often targeted underperformers or fresh graduates just starting their careers, this round focused squarely on the backbone of the company's delivery engine, the experienced professionals who kept projects running smoothly. The sheer scale and strategic focus of the cuts signaled a major shift in TCS's strategy, indicating a fundamental change in how the company planned to operate. The news sent shockwaves through the industry, leaving many to wonder about the future of IT employment. The announcement raised urgent questions among analysts and industry observers. Was this simply a reactive response to short-term financial pressures and disappointing quarterly results? Or did it mark a deeper, more fundamental structural change within the organization, a sign of long-term strategic realignment? As more details emerged in the following weeks, it became increasingly clear that this was more than just a cost-cutting exercise aimed at improving the bottom line. It was, in fact, a strategic overhaul, a comprehensive restructuring designed to position TCS for future success. This overhaul was primarily driven by changing client demands and the evolving needs of the global marketplace. It also reflected a new approach to productivity, emphasizing automation and increased efficiency across all operations. The story of these 12,000 job cuts at TCS is ultimately about a global corporate giant navigating a rapidly evolving technological landscape and adapting to new market realities. But it's also a story with profound consequences for its people, highlighting the human cost of corporate restructuring in the modern era. The primary catalyst behind TCS's recent workforce reductions, or layoffs, is a noticeable and sharp slowdown in the global demand for IT services. This cooling off in demand has created ripples across the entire sector. This is especially evident in key markets like North America and Europe, where economic headwinds are impacting client spending. As clients become more cautious and strategically cut back on their IT budgets, TCS found itself grappling with a sizable and underutilized workforce, a situation that demanded a response. Maintaining such a large, underutilized workforce became a significant financial burden that the company could no longer sustain without impacting profitability. Therefore, the layoffs are not an isolated event, but rather an integral part of a broader restructuring initiative designed to make TCS a leaner, more agile, and responsive organization in a rapidly evolving market. This involves flattening existing hierarchies, streamlining processes, and ultimately eliminating layers of middle management to improve decision-making speed. The company is strategically pivoting away from more commoditized, lower-margin services and aggressively investing in high-growth, future-oriented areas like artificial intelligence, cloud computing, cybersecurity solutions, and advanced data analytics capabilities. Rather than attempting to reskill a large number of mid-level managers whose skills may not align with these new priorities, TCS is strategically hiring new talent possessing specialized expertise in these cutting-edge domains. They are also focusing on retraining a select group of current employees to bridge the skills gap. This strategic shift inevitably leaves many experienced staff members, unfortunately, with skill sets that no longer precisely align with the company's evolving future direction and technological needs. The layoffs, therefore, reflect both the immediate pressures of the current market slowdown and a carefully considered long-term strategy focused on investing in higher-margin, future-ready business domains. For employees across the tech landscape, it serves as a stark reminder that in the fast-paced world of technology, even years of dedicated service can't always guarantee long-term job security. TCS CEO K. Krithivasan called the layoffs a hard but necessary reckoning, framing them as a proactive step to ensure the company's long-term competitiveness. He denied that AI was the main cause, emphasizing instead a mismatch between employee skills and current business needs. Many mid- and senior-level employees found their expertise in legacy systems no longer matched new client demands. The company struggled to redeploy these staff to billable projects, leaving them on the bench for extended periods. Krithivasan described the layoffs as a targeted correction, removing roles that are no longer commercially viable, not a broad reaction to automation. The message TCS needs experts in emerging tech, not just experience in traditional areas. While this offers little comfort to those affected, it clarifies the business rationale behind the cuts. The layoffs are about realigning skills with strategy, not simply reducing headcount. TCS's layoffs are rooted in its recent financial struggles. In the June 2025 quarter, TCS reported a 0.59% revenue decline, making it the weakest performer among India's top 5 IT firms. Over 2 years, its revenue grew at just 0.34% CAGR, far behind rivals like Infosys and HCL Tech. Year over year, revenue dropped by over 1% in dollar terms and more than 3% in constant currency. The company's massive scale, once a strength, now makes it harder to adapt to rapid market changes. With flat or falling revenue, cutting costs, especially high-salary senior staff, became unavoidable. The layoffs are a direct response to financial pressure, aiming to realign costs with a new revenue reality. For TCS, this is about survival and restoring growth, not just trimming the workforce. Adding to the anxiety, TCS introduced a strict new bench policy in June 2025. Employees now must log at least 225 billable days per year, with only 35 days allowed on the bench, down from several months previously. Exceed that limit, and termination is immediate, with the added threat of losing experience certificates. This policy especially impacts mid- and senior-level staff, whose specialized skills may not match new projects. The bench is no longer a place for reskilling. It's a countdown to unemployment. The new rules act as a rolling layoff mechanism, shifting the risk of market slowdowns onto individual workers. For many, job security at TCS has become a thing of the past. The message is clear: only those who can be quickly redeployed will survive. TCS's cuts are part of a global tech layoff wave that swept the industry since the post-pandemic boom faded. In the first half of 2025 alone, over 80,000 tech workers lost jobs across 169 companies, continuing a trend from 2024's 150,000 layoffs. Giants like Google, Amazon, and Meta have all slashed staff, citing overhiring and the need to streamline. Economic headwinds and the rise of AI are forcing companies to rethink workforce needs. While TCS's CEO downplays AI's role, massive investments in automation are reshaping job requirements everywhere. The pressures facing TCS are universal: slowing growth, margin pressure, and the need to pivot to new technologies. The company's story is just one chapter in a global industry's painful transition. Behind the cold, hard numbers and strategic decisions are real people. 12,000 TCS employees suddenly facing immense uncertainty and profound upheaval in their lives. This isn't just about statistics. It's about individuals and families whose futures have been drastically altered. Many, like Mega P, a dedicated project manager with 9 years of loyal service at TCS, were unexpectedly let go with little to no warning, abruptly forced to start over, rebuild their careers, and grapple with the financial strain. Even top performers, those who consistently exceeded expectations, lost their jobs if their roles were deemed redundant or no longer aligned with the company's evolving priorities. This stark reality shows that loyalty, dedication, and high performance no longer guarantee job security in today's rapidly changing corporate landscape. The impact extends to freshers too. Many eager new hires, full of potential, were released even before starting their first projects, shattering their dreams and career aspirations. Families and entire communities feel the far-reaching ripple effects of these layoffs. as the once reliable promise of a stable and secure IT career fades into uncertainty, leaving many questioning their future prospects. The layoffs have fundamentally broken the long-held belief and deeply ingrained expectation that TCS offered a job for life, a career with long-term stability. Employees now perceive their value as purely transactional, a calculated assessment based on immediate needs and profitability. Their worth is now primarily tied to billability, the ability to generate revenue, and alignment with the ever-evolving demands of new technologies. The emotional toll of this restructuring is immense and far-reaching, as thousands of skilled professionals must now reinvent themselves, navigate a crowded and competitive job market, and face an uncertain future. The human cost of these decisions is a critical part of this complex story, a vital perspective that is often overlooked or minimized in corporate narratives and financial reports. TCS frames the layoffs as part of its future-ready strategy, an ambitious pivot toward high-growth, high-value tech domains. The company is investing heavily in AI machine learning cloud and cybersecurity, aiming to lead the next wave of innovation. This includes training select staff, developing proprietary platforms, and deepening partnerships with tech giants like Microsoft, Google, and AWS. TCS wants a workforce certified in these ecosystems, phasing out roles tied to legacy systems. For employees, adaptability and continuous learning are now essential for survival and growth. Roles will be less static, and careers will depend on acquiring new, in-demand skills. The short-term pain is real, but the long-term goal is a more resilient, competitive organization. The future at TCS belongs to those who can align with its strategic pivot toward agility and innovation. TCS's decision to lay off over 12,000 employees marks a turning point for Indian IT. The era of unchecked growth is over. Efficiency and strategic alignment now define the new reality. The layoffs target roles misaligned with future growth, accelerated by a harsh bench policy. Financial underperformance and a skill mismatch in a fast-changing tech landscape forced TCS's hand. The human impact is profound, as long-serving employees face an uncertain future. These cuts are part of a global trend, reflecting a sector-wide correction after years of exuberant hiring. TCS aims to emerge leaner and more competitive, but the burden of adaptation falls on its workforce. The 2025 layoffs will be remembered as a pivotal moment, when TCS and the industry redefined what it means to survive and thrive in tech.